Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for quite a rare beast actually. This is a Honda Civic 2.2 SE diesel, but it's just on 44,000 miles from new. Finished in this lovely light metallic blue with a optional full black leather interior with heated seats. It's been exceptionally well looked after, this car, it really has. But I'll go around the car for you. Front of the car, very clean and tidy. Just the odd suicidal fly on there, unfortunately, which I stubbornly refused to come off. Front of the car, very clean. Just the odd, very light stone chip to show any sort of sign of wear or tear on the vehicle. Coming down the near side first, and it's absolutely mirror smooth in the panels. It's really clean. There'll be the odd little mark the camera doesn't pick up on, so please do bear that in mind. But I'll try to pick up on as much as I possibly can. Front near side alloy, really good. And then the passenger side of the car, wonderfully clean. Near side rear alloy, again, in excellent condition there. Let's come around again on that angle just to show you how clean it is. And then on the back of the vehicle, all been kept very nicely. Around the driver's side, the off side of the car. As with the near side, just wonderfully clean and very original as well. All the panels look completely original, no mismatches on colour or anything like that. Offside rear alloy, really good. Just a little bit of pickling right on the outside edge there, you can see, but relatively minor and certainly in keeping with a 10-year-old car. And then to finish off, again, all really nice. Final alloy is in really excellent condition. So externally, it is as you'd expect with such a low mileage. Coming to the boot area, absolutely huge boots of course, they are colossal in the back of these Civics. Usual 60/40 fold on the rear seats. And then these Civics, you have this extra little sort of cubby hole underneath there as well. If you give it a yank, drop it down, then you get another kind of 7 or 8 inches of boot depth there as well. So coming to the back of the car now, the interior matches the exterior to the extent that it's in just lovely condition. Full set of tailored mats to the car. As you can see there, seats in their vertical position, and this forms part of this absolutely brilliant magic seat designed by Honda. To drop them down, just literally just pull the bar up there. It's as simple as that, it really is. With the seats down, you can see just how much leg room you get, and I'm not cheating, you can check this out when you come see the car, but those seats are set for me and I'm over 6 foot tall. The leatherwork in the back and throughout is as close to new condition as you could ever expect a 10-year-old car to be. It's in amazing condition. Front passenger door card again, as with all the others, in beautiful condition. Footwell areas again, wonderfully clean and tidy. And the passenger seat, which has hardly seen any use at all. Come to the front now, final one, driver's door card again, really nice condition as well. Footwell areas again in the front, really clean and tidy. And driver's seat, and obviously this is one that takes all the wear, exhibits very little, if any at all. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through this section, so dashboard can be seen illuminated. But the interior of the car, dashboard, looks pretty much as new. It's in absolutely beautiful condition. See there, obviously heated seat buttons for the leather seats in the car, which formed part of the option there. And then that is this wonderful view you get as a driver of this. I've just said, I think it's just the most amazing dashboard design. And it's aged absolutely brilliantly. All working exactly as it should. Hopefully, as you can see that, engine's running. It's 44,190 miles, and there are no warning lights on whilst the engine is running. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual is here with the car, and very importantly so is the locking wheel nut key. So finally, just to come under this absolutely beautifully presented engine bay, and these are fantastic engines. Cam chain driven, no cam belts on them at all, and nor do they use DPF filters which are found on later generation cars, so one thing less to worry about. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 2.2 SE diesel, registered PX09VLT, and mileage at the start of the road test is just 44,190 miles. The reason we do these road tests is essentially so that anyone that's actually looking at this car online in an advert actually gets to see that very car in operation. We're very well aware that a lot of our customers come not just from locally to us, but also all over the UK and Europe as well, in fact. So the least we can do is to go to time and effort to do this for you. It is critical, so if there's something that's fundamentally wrong with the car whilst driving it, you get to find out. We know just how frustrating it is to go and see a car, told it's good, get in and drive it and find out it's got an obvious fault which you clearly should have been told about. Also done on these quiet country roads very close to our premises, so hopefully will be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive in the car. It's actually rush hour around here, so I'm likely to see more cars than usual, but even still, it's still very quiet indeed. So coming to the car itself, as you'll know from the advert, this is quite a rare car. It's not going to be the cheapest one, we're not even trying to be, but with just 44,000 miles on the clock, just 2 owners and the service history attached to it, we feel it more than merits the price we paid for it, and obviously asking for the car currently. It really is a wonderful car. Engine starts absolutely instantly, settles to completely smooth, even idle, pulls absolutely beautifully. These i-CTDi engines are just brilliant units. There's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car. It's only just been started, so I'll say temperature whilst we're further into the road test. But yeah, realistically, I mean, it's an engine that 50 miles per gallon is easily achieved. With just normal driving style. You can exceed that actually, but that's what you should hope to get. Obviously, if you're just doing pure town driving, that goes slightly lower. If you're on friendlier roads, it can be even higher. But it's a very economical engine, and its reliability and durability is absolutely unmatched in its class. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch bite point is exactly where it should be, bites absolutely perfectly, so all good there. Gearbox in the car, obviously 6-speed on these generation cars, and it really is a fantastic gear change. What I love about the fact is that Honda, they really put a lot of effort into these main controls, and gearboxes have always been one of their strengths. It's got a lovely actuation, very short, crisp, positive, very accurate indeed. And compare that to some gearboxes which can be sort of light and vague and sort of fairly aimless and loose feeling. It's the polar opposite of that. It's absolutely brilliant, and I can't feel anywhere in the linkage at all. Steering on the car, again, really positive on these cars because it's so quick in terms of change of direction. You hardly have to move the wheel at all. It's very quick in operation. It also tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at all coming back to the steering wheel of the car, this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. But it's the steering and the chassis are perfectly matched, because if the chassis wasn't able to keep up with the steering, it'd make it an interesting drive to say the least. But again, I can't feel anywhere. It just feels like I'm driving a brand new car in that sense. Chassis of the vehicle, again, what I'm looking for in road test, by the way, is just when it hits a bump, you'll hear it hitting a bump, but I don't want to hear any kind of secondary sort of clonks or clanks coming from underneath the car, and there's nothing at all. It's exactly as it should be. The chassis themselves, some have criticised them for having a ride that's too hard. The reality is, by modern standards, they haven't at all. I mean, with the modern way of doing it is to have these sort of skinny, low-profile tyres. But this rides very nicely in pretty much all circumstances. The only thing it gets caught out by is sort of sharper ridges and potholes, which pretty much all cars do. But it's very comfortable along these roads. It really is. But what it is, far more than most in its class, is incredibly agile and really good fun to drive. It feels dynamic to drive. That's the best way to describe it. It, you know, responds. It's not your typical family hatch which just, you know, gets you from A to B. It's got a little bit of something about it, which is why they're so popular. You know, they really are. If you've, you know, had a sporty car before, but now you might need a family car for practicality, it's one that still gives you reward when you drive it. Going to give the brakes a bit of a shove in a second. That's a really good brake pedal on the car. If you would check the online MOT history of the vehicle, it's fine. Obviously everything's fine, it's passed. There was an advisory on the last one about the rear brakes. I think it was one of them was binding slightly, but it sounds like old discs and pads, because there's virtually brand new discs and pads been fitted to the back of the car, so obviously that's been attended to, and the brakes are absolutely superb on the car. Looking around inside the car, you would never believe this car was 10 years old. I mean, it looks pretty much as new in here. It's in amazing condition, it really is, and it's a testament to how its owners have kept this vehicle, because it is, as I said, just quite incredible. Certainly one of the very, very best we've ever had. Leatherwork looks pretty much as new. Dashboard looks as new. They're very, very, very well built cars as well. No squeaks, no rattles, nothing at all. It's, you know, I still maintain this dashboard design is just brilliant, because not only is it actually interesting to look at with its layout and the display, but it is absolutely practical. You've got a dead simple easy radio to use there, which is fairly conventional, but then you've got this wonderful 2-tier dashboard design with this lovely sweep going across it, and it's just fantastic to look at. But also, you know, that high up speedo gives you an instant readout whilst your eyes are on the road. You don't have to take your eyes off the road for a second to take that information in, rather than sort of looking down at a binnacle. You know, from a safety point of view, it's absolutely brilliant. From a keeping your license intact point of view, equally so. You've then got two little dials either side of the speedo there. One, an economy, tells you more green lights the more economically you're driving. It's really good, especially on the motorway. And then you've got a rev one, where as you get closer to the red line, red lights start to appear to prompt you to change up. More relevant, I guess, on the high performance Type R than the diesels, but it is there and obviously functioning. Down below that, you've got more conventional dials, but not conventional in the way they're set out. It's almost like a hologram. They're floating out towards you. It looks absolutely brilliant. All working exactly as they should. Temperature gauge now, by the way, running as a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, by the way. But it just feels like I'm driving around in a new car. It's an amazing, amazing car, this one. I can't find anything in the drive of the car. It drives exactly as it should. I spent many years working for Honda, sold thousands of these, so if there's something fundamental in the drive of the vehicle, I'd know about it straight away, and there's nothing at all. It drives brilliantly. If you've got any questions about the car, as always, don't hesitate. Do give us a call.